Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Matt.
And we are Tranquility Life Coaching. Today we're going to be talking about listening.
Using these things, our ears?
Yes, our ears. We have two of them.
Yes.
And we only have one mouth. So theoretically, we should listen amazingly as humans.
2 times as much.
2 times as much. But specifically, even though we're going to be doing lots of segments on listening, today we're going to be talking about filters.
And these filters, think about the filters that you have in your everyday life. Coffee filters, fuel filters. They all let certain things through, but not other things. So we all have different filters operating at different times during conversation. Some are active, and some are passive that we don't necessarily think about.
What do filters have to do with listening?
Well, they may prevent a message that's being sent from a speaker to our ears from getting through clearly. Think of all the misunderstandings we might have had in our lives, or messages where we feel frustrated that we weren't heard. It's all because of those filters that could be, a person can be utilizing, or not conscious of being utilized, and not understanding what you're saying.
Okay, so maybe like past history?
Past history could be one. Stereotypes, any biases that we have, things of that nature can serve as filters. Think of like the saying about having rose-colored glasses, seeing the world in only one shade. So you have many of these filters operating at any one particular time that, the message is plinking around and finally gets to your actual listening brain, and you're like, oh, that's what that person's saying. But, you're kind of like, you may not have heard exactly what they meant to say. They're saying one thing, they know what they're saying. You know that when you're talking to me, you know what you're saying.
Oh,
but I might not.
I get it. So it's like what's being said versus what's being heard.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is both people have filters.
Yes.
Well, okay, so you said stereotypes, right? So, like, I think that all blondes who chew gum are valley girls.
Right.
Like that?
That could be a filter that you're maybe talking to a blonde woman, and you might say, okay, well, not actively, but you might say, okay, well, she's blonde, she's chewing gum, and you might perceive her message being sent as totally different than what you might perceive as if you suspended that judgment. If you realized that if your filter was in operation, you might then be able to say, okay, well, that's what's being said.
Okay, I think I get it. But what if we know about these filters? Is there a way we can, like, direct a conversation to listen better?
There is, and part of that is active listening, which I know we'll be talking about in a later segment. But just to summarize very quickly is you're able to be present in the moment and actively listening, where you can kind of suspend that and say, oh yeah, I understand, or I'm hearing it in a certain way, and it's causing this reaction within me, and be able to say, okay, I see that, and okay, I'm going to let it lie, and just wait until the other person is done speaking. And then you can ask a clarifying question like, did I hear this is what you're saying? And it is just that. It's clarifying. Did I hear you correctly? And that gives the other person an option to say, no, that wasn't quite what I was saying. And then you can finally get to a point where you may never get to a point where you 100% understand what that person is saying, but you get that said message received. Like, now you hear what I'm saying. So there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of suspend those filters. But it's active. It's not just like, oh yeah, filters down, like visor up. Like.
Okay, I think I get what you're saying. So, like, if I'm a teacher, which I am, and a student's yelling at me physically, like, Miss, I need your help. So, like, what you're saying is, I know that student might have past history. So instead of just yelling back at them through my filter, I can actively say, okay, I'm going to be calm, so I can redirect the student to be calm and finish the problem. And then maybe later I can go ask him if there was something wrong, which is what you were saying about the clarification, right?
Right. The conversations are a lot like onions. You're peeling back different layers. You might go into a situation like that where a student's yelling and they might feel that that's the only way they can get attention. And when you get over and actually are talking to them, they might say, hey, miss, I've got this that's going on. And you say, well, I saw that you didn't quite look right today. You look like you were sad. And it goes on that, so you're peeling different layers, and it might not be about a math problem altogether. It might be, I just found out my dog died, or my sister is pregnant, or I got some type of bad news or something like that. And so what you always hear may not be what's actually there. So you kind of that's why you really have to kind of listen twice as hard as it is, more than you speak. Because if you might kind of put the cart before the horse, cut someone off, and then you're projecting me. So we always have that want to hear something in common that we both share and be like, oh, Jess, I did the same thing. And and then if the conversation's about me, I no longer am listening. I'm no longer that I'm now projecting myself on that conversation. So it's like,
I do that all the time. So you're saying I should prevent myself from kind of just jumping into a conversation when I'm in a situation where I really should be active listening.
I think that's something we all, I do it as well. I think we all have that want to project ourselves or share that experience. But I think we all need to, if we're in that position where we are being approached by someone that we want to either hear for, we're in a situation where we need to be that listener, is to be able to suspend those judgments or be able to realize that yes, they're going to happen, and be able to say, okay, I didn't agree with what Jess just said, but I need to kind of be able to suspend that and go, okay, Jess, okay, tell me a little bit more about that, or to be able to honestly help someone through a series of situations, or just to be understood or help them. I've had numerous people who will just play devil's advocate, and it's kind of that back and forth, that sounding board that they go, oh, that's what I'm really talking about. They come in talking about a banana, and what they're really talking about is a peach, and it's like, okay, well, where did that, how did it come from? It was asking those clarifying questions, kind of, going back and forth and peeling those layers back. So,
I think clarifying questions should be our next segment. Tell us what you think. Leave your comments, questions, and concerns below, and we'll see you next time. Once again, I'm Jess.
And I'm Matt.
And we are Tranquility Life Coaching.